Good afternoon. I'd like to call the meeting to order. Councillor Thompson and Councillor Chatton could not make it today. Good afternoon and welcome to our June 10th, 24 regular meeting of Belleville City Council. City of Belleville acknowledges we are meeting today on the traditional territories of many nations. The municipality operates on the unceded and unsurrendered lands of our Indigenous peoples. We recognize and honor the historic relationship of Indigenous peoples to this land and acknowledge our shared obligation to respect, honor, and sustain these lands and the natural resources contained within. We recognize First Nations, Métis, and Inuit who call Belleville their home and support the need for cultivating a strong relationship with them. We look forward to fostering a path towards reconciliation and show respect for the Indigenous peoples who first lived and currently live on the land where we all now reside together. I will call this meeting to order now. If you would please remain standing for a moment of reflection from our clerk, Matt McDonald.
May we be worthy custodians of all that has been entrusted to us. Help us to be concerned only for what will promote good government. May we bring to our council chamber minds that think and hearts that feel, always having respect for others so that we may serve the people of our city in a helpful manner and for the good of all.
Please be seated. I need a motion for the regular minutes of the regular council meeting of May 27, 24, a special council meeting of May 17, 24, and the regular in-camera meeting minutes of May 22nd or 27, 24. Moved by Councillor Brown, or Councillor Carr and Councillor Enright Miller. Discussion, all in favor? Carried. Deputation, we have a special one here today. I'd like to welcome Krista Keller. She's out there in the audience, and we're going to send her out today. Krista started her employment with the city on June 12, 1989, as a clerk stenographer, currently known as a customer service representative in the Parks and Recreation Department. In 1999, she became the department's administrative assistant, which she has held ever since. She was a member of the team responsible for the construction of Parrot Riverfront Trail Project, the expansion and multiplex project now known as the Quinte Sports and Wellness Center, and the major renovation to the Yardman Arena, now CAA. You've seen it all. Come on, you gotta stand up and get closer to us here. As a member of CUPE Local 907, Krista has had several leadership positions, including union steward, recording secretary, and president. Not only has Krista decided to dedicate 35 years of her life and career to the city of Belleville, she's been a member of the same department all that time. And to put up with a lot of the directors, it's been great to see you here today. It's remarkable your dedication and commitment to be with the corporation this long, and hopefully you're going to be here for another 20 years. So you come up front, you're here. We have a certificate from council and a small present for a 35-year gift. So beyond, on behalf of council, we recognize your 35 years of service to the city of Belleville.
This milestone is a testament to the power of teamwork and collaboration and fills me with immense pride and gratitude. I am proud to be a City of Belleville employee who has worked for the Community Services Department. When I started, it was Parks and Recreation, then I went to Recreation, Culture, and Community Services for 35 years. Because I love my job and the people I work with, it makes it very easy to come to work every day. Thank you for acknowledging my loyalty and the contributions I have made over the years.
We had a few questions for you. No, we'll keep it at that. So quite well we're ahead, right? So I need a motion to receive that. Councillor Alsop, Councillor Enright Miller, All in favor? Carried. Our next deputation, and I'm going to need help with pronunciation here, and I'm sorry, so I will leave it at that, and maybe you can pronounce and help me with this. But Jennifer Tawatha Hannah? That's close. Miracle, PH candidate, Executive Director, Indigenous Initiatives and Reconciliation, Tijuana Tararock. That's not even close. Okay, you can help me. Indigenous Center, Loyalist College. Anyways, Jennifer, you're here to make a presentation. Welcome. Thank you for coming today. I know Councillor Kelly has been looking forward to this, and he has strong-armed me on putting you on the deputation. No, he speaks highly of you, and anyways, thanks for coming today.
Yeah. Sego Sewa Guego. My name is Jennifer Miracle. My Mohawk name is Dewatahakwa. Not too bad.
Not too bad, no.
In English, it means she takes up the path. I am from Gundege, Tyendinaga Mohawk Territory, and I am the Executive Director of Indigenous Initiatives and Reconciliation at Loyalist College. Nyawa for giving me the opportunity to speak with you today about the 4 seasons of reconciliation. I'd like to first start off by bragging. Loyalist College is emerging as a leader in truth and reconciliation in post-secondary institutions. One of our initiatives, our most successful initiatives to date, has been the implementation of the 4 Seasons of Reconciliation education modules to our onboarding for all staff. The 4 Seasons of Reconciliation is a 4-part online and interactive series of education modules, and they were developed by the First Nations University of Canada. It was designed to provide comprehensive understanding of Indigenous history, culture, and contemporary issues. We see this as our responsibility to learn for the success of our Indigenous students and their communities. Loyalist College partnered with First Nations University of Canada to create a program that was specific for our staff. And it was launched earlier this year. To date, we have just under 600 staff members who have successfully completed the education modules. Staff were then invited to participate in sharing circles with either myself or a member of my team. And I think it was really important for that process to happen, those sharing circles, because of what they learned in the education modules really brought out a lot of big emotions that they needed to work through. And so the sharing circles provided that opportunity for them to share their feelings and work through them. Faculty then participated in 2 workshops with myself as we began that important process of decolonizing and indigenizing our curriculum. Our work is not done at Loyalist College. In fact, it has only just begun. We are continuing to work towards meeting the calls to action stemming from the Truth and Reconciliation Commission. We believe that this is an important first step toward acknowledging our responsibility as post-secondary educators. Our good work has piqued the interest outside of the college. We have industry partners and other agencies who are interested in participating in the education modules. Councillor Kelly was in a few weeks ago to the G. Dide Wayat Dororux Indigenous Center at Loyalist College to learn more about the 4 Seasons of Reconciliation. During our meeting, President Mark Kirkpatrick joined in with Amy Harder, and together the 4 of us brainstormed four? Yes, 4. Oh my goodness, I just counted that, thought 3. Oh, goodness, I was doing so well. Together the 4 of us brainstormed how we could move this forward. And what we came up with was to offer you the program at no cost. That allows us the time to do an external trial run while you are gaining the benefits of this educational opportunity. I believe Councillor Kelly came up with a list of potential participants for this trial run. If you have any questions for me about the 4 Seasons of Reconciliation or about our work at Loyalist College, please feel free. Now,
Thank you. Councillor Kelly?
Thank you, through you, Mayor. Thanks for the presentation today, Jennifer, and it's good to see President Mr. Mark Kirkpatrick here and Amy Harder at the meeting here today. Jennifer, what separates or sets Loyalist College apart from other Indigenous education programs?
Nyala? We are looking outside of the Indigenous Center to support our students, and that's what's setting us apart from the other post-secondary institutions. All too often, and through no fault of their own, and they do excellent work, the Indigenous centers tend to focus inward on the students. We recognize that by educating the greater community of Loyalist College, we are able then to support, as a larger group, our students.
Thank you.
Any other questions? I guess my question about the program, and Sean will get back to us on that with names and things like that, if we're interested, is that Councillor Kelly? Okay, perfect. I need a motion to receive. Councillor Brown, Councillor Wright Miller, all in favor, carried. Thank you. Correspondence, we have a few emails here, one from Jordan Short regarding Canada Day event, the resolution that May 27th, 24th email from Jordan Short, HBS Property Maintenance located at 552 Ashley Street, Foxborough, requesting the closure of Ashley Street from Mudcat Road to Dezoot Road on July 1st, 23 from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. to allow for a community fireworks display be approved. Moved by Councillor Brown, seconded by Councillor Alsop. Discussion, all in favor? Carried. The next one is from Downtown District, DBIA street closure, resolution that the Downtown District for street closures of city sidewalks, downtown dust, June 21st, 24, Caribbean Festival, August 17th, Busker Fest, August 24th, Blues Festival, September 7th, that a section of Front Street between the south side of Victoria Avenue to the north of Bridge Street and Campbell Street from Pinnacle Street be closed to traffic subject to emergency vehicles on June 21st, August 17th, 24th, and September 7th, 24th from 7 to 9 a.m. Moved by Councillor Carr, Councillor Wright Miller. Discussion, all in favor, carried. And the third one is another letter from Downtown District Belleville Downtown Improvement Center for waiver restriction on refreshment vehicles. Take a motion to read as is. Councillor Carr, Councillor Wright Miller. Discussion on this, all in favor, carried. Committee of the Whole, Councillor Rise and go Committee of the Whole to hear and consider reports, passing recommendations, and resolutions with Councillor Carr in the chair. Moved by Councillor Alsop, seconded by Councillor Wright Miller. All in favor, carried. And I just wanted to mention, I think we have, is it Robert Labarge in the audience, one of our committee members, volunteers, and I want to thank you. I know you're on 3 committees now and doing a great job. I know the volunteerism is great, and keep up the good work, because if you're doing them, I don't have to. So, thank you.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Heritage Committee, Minor Variance Committee. Property standards, okay.
Okay, moving to reports, 81 status update on City of Belleville official plan and Bill 162 Get It Done Act 2024. Resolution is the status update on the City of Belleville official plan and Bill 162 Get It Done Act 2024. Report number SGS-2024-12 be received. Moved by Councillor Wright Miller, seconded by Mayor Ellis. Any questions or comments? See none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. 8A2, former Queen Mary School Affordable Housing Project status update. SGS 2024-11. Resolution reads that pursuant to Principal Planner Strategic Growth and Sustainability's report number SGS-2024-11, former Queen Mary School Affordable Housing Project status update, Council authorized staff to release a proposal package and that the lands of the former Queen Mary School site, with the exception of the lands that will be designated for community parkland, be leased for the purpose of achieving an affordable rental housing project, and that an evaluation committee review and evaluate proposals and provide recommendations to council for their consideration at a future meeting. Councillor Millet, seconded by Councillor Brown. Any questions or comments? Councillor Millet.
Thank you, Chair, and I'm going to wholeheartedly support this motion. I think those of us who have spoken with the people behind All Together Housing and have already heard from them loud and clear, they are champing at the bit to get going on this project. It's one that's long overdue. I also want to reassure the residents of the West Hill that some of you may have seen some of the emails today. I've been hearing from some of those residents offline as well. I personally will commit to preserving parkland in that area. We know that the community gardens, as chair of the Green Task Force, I know the value of those community gardens. If we could build or support 200 more of those planter boxes for food production for those who can't grow or who don't have a backyard, that's a valuable resource. And it being the only green space for the West Hill, again, this is a very, very important piece of land, but it's also critically important that we get going on some affordable housing. And as I said, altogether, Springdale Housing is champing at the bit. They provided us with their copies of their site plan proposals, so I wholeheartedly support this. And again, want to reassure the folks in the West Hill neighborhoods that their green spaces, as long as I think anyone around this table is sitting here, will not be in danger. So thank you.
Councillor Brown.
Thank you, Chair. Just to follow up to Councillor Millet's reference to the emails that have been coming out today, mine is more of a question as to whether or not the upgrading of the playground that's located on this piece of land would be included as part of the RFP when we put it out. So I'm not quite sure who could answer that.
Okay, Director Ashton, do you want to start?
So basically, it would be like we're preserving or putting aside land for parkland. As part of our request, when we ask for proposals, will be to see if someone is going to contribute above and beyond their development and contribute towards the park. But our main focus is affordable housing, so it may be a balance, but I believe it's also will be part of the capital budget for parkland improvement in the coming years as well. So it'll be timed, hopefully, when this project is developed, that it'll be sort of seamless and it'll be there for both the new residents and the existing residents. Okay.
Hey, Councillor Alsop.
Yes, thank you, Chair. And further to the questions that have already been asked by my colleagues, related to the parkland, I can see that the intention is to preserve between 0.75 acres to 1 acre, and that there will be preference given for plans that go above and beyond that. But the question relates to the evaluation committee. I see that there's a couple different names on there, it'd be about 4 members. Was there any consideration given into having someone from the parks who works directly with parks on that committee?
Director Ashton.
The main focus, again, was to evaluate the project for the affordable housing. So we've been in communication and discussions with parks to, for their future plans and how both will coordinate. But we wouldn't expect that the parks land that's going to be left would be redeveloped at this point in time. It would be developed in coordination with the final development of the site. So there is no parks person, but just because there's no person on the Parks Committee, or Parks Evaluation, doesn't mean that we don't regularly consult with other staff people. We don't try not to operate in a silo. So even as part of this report, we had contact with the Parks Manager, Roland K. Brown Cave, as part of this process.
Great, thank you very much, and certainly it's been underlined to me in many emails, and I used to live just down the street actually from this proposed development. The importance of green space in that area, because it is one of the few green spaces that they have in the West Hill, and it is in need of some improvement from a playground perspective as well. So glad to see that that was part of the focus of this, as well as affordable housing, which is also very needed in the West End. But to make sure that we preserve as much of that green space as possible and improve on what's already there, I think is going to be paramount. So thank you very much.
Any other questions or comments? Mayor Ellis.
When do you think that this will be coming back to us in council to make a decision? Is there any type of time frame?
Director Ashton.
So, okay. So actually, Desta McAdam, she's our manager of strategic growth and sustainability. So she was overseeing this report. So I'll ask.
So we expect there's a structural review being completed right now by Q&E Engineering, and that's really vital to have before we're able to release the proposal package. So it's expected that the structural review would be completed by about mid-July. And right after that, we'll be able to release a package. We hope that we could see this coming back to council August, September.
Great, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? No, seeing none, all in favor? That's carried. Thank you. Moving on to 8B consent items. Council may adopt consent items by one motion, but prior to consideration of such motion, members may request that specific items be removed from consideration under such motion, and council shall consider such items individually. Councillor Brown.
No, thank you.
Councillor Millette.
No, thank you.
Councillor Kelly.
No, thank you.
Mayor Ellis.
No, thank you.
Councillor Enright Miller.
No, thank you.
Councillor Alsop.
No, thank you.
Okay, can I get a motion that those items be Mayor Ellis and Councillor Kelly, all in favor? That's carried. Moving on to 8C, council information matters. Council may adopt consent items by one motion, but prior to consideration of such motion, members may request that specific items be removed from consideration under such motion, and council shall consider such items individually. I'll go the other way. Councillor Alsop?
No.
Councillor Enright Miller?
No, thank you.
Mayor Ellis?
8C2.
8C2.
Or pardon me, B.
8C2B,
Yeah.
okay. Councillor Kelly?
No, thank you.
Councillor Millette?
No, thank you.
Councillor Brown?
No, thank you.
So can I get a motion on all those items except for 8C2B? Councillor Alsop, second by Councillor Enright Miller. All in favor? That's carried. 8C2B, resolution from the Township of Peely to advocate to the provincial and federal governments to make them aware that rural and small urban water and wastewater systems are financially unsustainable, and advocate to AMO, Roma, and FCM to examine if the unaffordability of water and wastewater system operational costs is systematic provincially and nationally. Moved by Mayor Ellis. I'll get a seconder. Councillor Brown. Mayor Ellis.
Just a quick, as we all know that wastewater and water are user pay. Our wastewater plant, it's no secret that it's probably in our next 10 years of doing some type of overhaul. Today's dollars, I believe, well over north of 125, 130 million. So we're going to need money from other levels of government, and I believe this is what this motion is asking for, and that's why I'd like to support it.
Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments? All in favor? That is carried. Thank you. Rise and report. Get a motion. Councillor Alsop, Councillor Brown, all in favor? All in favor? Carried.
Thank you, Councillor Carr. I barely had your chair warm there, so. I need a motion for the bylaws following bylaws, first reading, 2024, 121, 122, 123, 124, and 125. Moved by Councillor Alsop, Councillor Enright Miller. All in favor, carried. Second reading and discussion, bylaw 2024-21, 121, 122, 123, 124, 125. Moved by Counselor Brown, seconded by Counselor Enright Miller. Discussion, all in favor? Carried. Third and final reading of bylaw 24, 121, 122, 123, 124, and 125. Moved by Counselor Brown, seconded by Counselor Carr. All in favor? Carried. New business. Counselor Brown? Counselor Brown? I'm parking you.
How soon we forget. Thank you, Your Worship. As the funding for the short-term accommodation web scraping was approved last August, and recently Quinte West and Brighton have both reported results, albeit much smaller than what we anticipate in Belleville. As we're now entering into prime tourism season, I just thought that it would be appropriate, as a matter of general interest, for council to get an update on the STA bylaw that was being reviewed and the revisions therein, and what, if any, progress we've made regarding the webscaping and enforcement activities. I'd also like to include, ask to have that report include the number of STA licenses that have been approved to date.
Okay, thank you, Counselor Brown.
Thank you.
And clerk, do we need that in writing, or you've got everything? You good to go? Okay. Counselor Kelly.
Thank you. Through you, Mayor. Under new business today, I'm asking for the mayor and council support for my nomination for the Small Urban Caucus Board of Directors for AMO. That's the Association of Municipalities of Ontario. I think it would be important if I'm successful in August to have a city councillor, particularly from Belleville, here at the table and speaking for all the best interests of those in the Bay of Quinte, Eastern Ontario. So there'd be lots of benefits to our community. So I'm not too sure, Mayor, if you need a motion for this.
You'll need a motion for that, I believe, to run.
Yeah,
so I
thank
would
you.
move that motion if I could get a seconder. Counselor Enright Miller, discussion on Counselor Kelly being able to represent us. It would be a great, Sean, an honor to actually have you there. So all in favor? Carried. You're allowed to go, Sean. And just don't, who's your campaign manager? You. Yeah, okay, that's what I figured, so. Okay. New motions, new business, motions, notice of motions, announcements. I think we have a few. Counselor Millet?
Thank you, Your Worship. As Chair of the Green Task Force, I'd like to proclaim June 17th to 23 as Belleville Pollinator Week. Pollinator species such as birds and insects are essential partners of farmers and ranchers in producing much of our food supply. Pollination plays a vital role in the health of our national forests and grasslands, which provide forage, fish, wildlife, timber, water, mineral resources, and recreational opportunities, as well as enhanced economic development opportunities for communities. City of Belleville provides producers with conservation assistance to promote wise conservation stewardship, including the protection and maintenance of pollinators and their habits on working lands and wildlands. And there are several activities going on. Bee City, we're a members municipality of Bee City, the organization. Bee City is doing presentations in schools this week and next in the area, so our kids are learning the importance of pollinators. And of course, our terrific park staff is doing some spectacular displays that'll be attracting pollinators all throughout the summer. So thank you.
Thank you, Counselor Millet. Counselor Enright Miller?
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a few little events that I was attending I'd just like to announce. On the 28th, we had a wonderful information session here with Minister Manu Seekand about the accessibility and all things accessible. It was a great day of collaboration and information, and I thank my accessibility committee for attending and all that they did for the day. And on the 31st of May, I was at the ribbon cutting for the Belleville Christian School, and what a lovely day that was. It was a beautiful event, and the school is a labor of love, and I was pleased to be able to attend on your behalf, Your Worship. And on the 30th, I was also able to bring good wishes on behalf of Mayor and Council to the graduating cohort class of Elevation Plus at Loyalist College. this is my second year in attendance, and this group, they've graduated 355 students so far. And these are adults that are in second jobs, wanting to have a second job to better themselves. And the heartwarming stories that they tell is really touching, and they were a great group, and they're very, very appreciative of all the partners in this city that employ them, and they all get jobs after they go through this course. So I was pleased to be able to bring good wishes on your behalf. It was a great day. And I too have a proclamation, and I would like to proclaim June 20th as World Kidney Cancer Day. Kidney Cancer Day is a national community of patients, caregivers, and health professionals who work to provide every Canadian touched with kidney cancer with support, education, and advocacy for their care pathways and treatment options. Kidney Cancer Canada is the only Canadian national charitable patient and caregiver organization solely focused on kidney cancer. Through education and awareness, we can help those affected by kidney cancer. Thank you.
Thank you, Enright Miller. Councillor Carr?
Thank you, Mayor Ellis. I have a proclamation as well. The City of Belleville proclaims June 19th, 2024 as World Sickle Cell Awareness Day. The World Health Organization in 2006, the United Nations in 2008, and the Government of Ontario in 2021 have recognized sickle cell disease as a global and local public health priority. SCD is an increasingly important medical issue in the province. Out of the estimated 6,500 Canadians affected by SCD, 3,500 live in Ontario. Over 65% of babies born with the disease nationally are born in the province of Ontario. Through education and awareness programs, the Sickle Cell Awareness Group of Ontario is doing its part to reduce the stigma and discrimination faced by the families with children, youth, and adults living with sickle cell disease.
Thank you. Councillor Brown?
Thank you, Your Worship. Just a reminder that Councillor Carr and I will be hosting another Ward 2 Town Hall on June the 19th at the Jerry Masterson Community Center. Be running from 6:30 until we like to think 8, but we recognize that they have been going considerably longer. We'll be covering a number of topics, but most importantly, the 2025 budget process and hearing some of the feedback from the surveys that were provided. The fire master plan, of course, we're going to touch on that as well as a follow-up to the 3 public information centers, and any other business before council that we think would be create good discussion, and of course an open Q&A so that we can address what's important to the residents, hearing what they have to say, seeing if we can answer them, and certainly helping to inform some of the decisions Councillor and Carr and I make as we go through.
Thank you, Councillor Brown. Anybody else?
Thank you, through you, Mayor. I would like to proclaim, along with the Mayor and colleagues here, to proclaim June National Indigenous History Month. I would also like to proclaim June 21st National Indigenous Peoples Day. This month is a time to recognize the rich history, heritage, resilience, and diversity of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis. The Belleville Public Library has created a reading list highlighting Indigenous authors and storytellers, which can be found in the library or online at bellevillelibrary.ca. Also encourage you this month to listen to Indigenous artists and find out what's happening in the music world. Also, our friends to the east, on Friday, Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte are celebrating Tyendinaga Business Day. It's an opportunity to join them at the Mohawk Community Center. 1807 York Road starts at 1 o'clock, ends at 5. Opportunity for on-territory businesses to connect and showcase their work and what they offer to all of us here in the Bay of Quinte. So we encourage you to take the steps and build relationships. So in honor of this special month and day, the Belleville sign, Bridge Street, Bridge and Fire Station 1 Memorial will be lit orange from the 17th to the 23rd. Also, too, just a couple of announcements. I wanted to acknowledge the work of the Equity, Diversity, and Inclusion Committee in the City of Belleville this past Saturday at the Pride Parade. Thanks to the colleagues that came out and supported it. It was a great event, and I believe everybody had a good time and brought us all together. Also on Saturday afternoon, I was at Trenton High School representing the Mayor's office. It was the 25th Relay for Life. They had 27 teams from the Bay of Quinte participate in this cancer fundraiser, and quite a few teams from Belleville were there. and they raised close to $70,000. And thanks to Karen White for being instrumental in continuing the hope for so many with the fight with cancer and the Relay for Life. And finally, just on a personal note, a gentleman that served this city for 6 years is calling it a day this week. He was a counselor, Tom Lafferty, 47 years in business, started in the menswear clothing in the Quinte Mall, made his way now in the downtown. And I was thinking about Mr. Lafferty the other day. Think of the firsts that he has shared with so many, particularly guys. Weddings, school graduations, first communions, positive experiences, Christmas sweaters and pants from Santa, and first funerals by making sure the individual's dressed well. So thank you, Mr. Lafferty, for everything you've done. Enjoy your retirement with Golda and the grandkids. And we know that our colleague Garnet Thompson worked there for many years with him. And thanks for your service to the city.
That was great, John. And our Councillor Kelly, I know Councillor Lafferty was 8 years, and he wanted to stay longer, but the store was so busy. But welcome, Tom, to his retirement. With that, I need a confirmatory bylaw. Sorry, Councillor Alsop.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just have two quick ones today, and before I start, I want to wish Tom Lafferty a happy retirement. And in honor of his retirement, everything I'm wearing today was purchased in his shop. So a couple weeks ago, I had the great pleasure of going to the Chamber of Commerce 160th Anniversary President's Dinner and Cornerstone Awards. It was a fantastic celebration of a bunch of great leaders in our community. And those leaders that won awards were Patty McDougall. The Community Partner Award went to the Belleville Lions Club. The Founder Award went to Mr. Craig Rushnell of Rushnell Funeral Services. The Mentor Award was presented to Brenda Snyder of Volunteer and Information Center of Hastings and Prince Edward. The Visionary Award went to Dr. Karen Clayton Babb of the Belleville Nurse Practitioner-led clinic. And the Lifetime Achievement Award went to Linda and Rolly Tipper of Tipper Financial. Very moving speech that they presented. And I was told that Mr. Rolly Tipper would not accept the award if it didn't have Linda's name on it as well, which brought tears to everyone in the room for the great contribution that she had towards the family and being able to do all that they were doing in the community. So congratulations to everyone involved. It was a wonderful event, and I was happy to be there with Mayor Ellis and some of our other colleagues as well. And last week we had the celebration retirement celebration for outgoing Chief Mike Callahan at Sans Souci downtown Belleville. Another fantastic event. It was packed wall to wall. Great stories of Mr. Callahan that I didn't know. In fact, that he grew up on Chatham Street in a family of 9 in a 1,200 square foot house. And from humble beginnings, went on to do great things both in Ottawa and then again as chief for our city. So very proud to be a part of that, and we look forward to recruiting a successor for him, although big shoes to fill, certainly.
Thank you. Anybody else? I know Councillor Thompson's watching us, so we should give him a shout out and wave to him today on the cameras, but I was see him on Saturday, and he'll be back next council meeting, so that's a warning to all that we got to behave. But thank you, Councillor Thompson, for watching us today. I need a confirmatory bylaw, the bylaw number 2024-126 be a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of council in meeting held on June 10th, 24, be read a first, second, and third time, and finally passed this 10th day of June 2024. Councillor Alsop, Councillor Enright Miller, all in favor, carried. Motion to adjourn, Councillor Millette, Councillor Brown, all in favor, carried. Thank you. And thank you, staff.